Good evening. Good evening. Tonight, we have an extra special guest to bring to you. We have.
Hey!
And for those that are new, because we do have some new viewers, would you like to introduce yourself to everyone?
I am Pam. I am 58. I live in East Texas. I'm weird as hell. Um, I mean, what do you say? It's. I talk about race to white people a lot. I mean, it's not only my hobby; it's what I do. It's literally what I do. And other than that, I've got 3 kids and one grandson, and well, actually, I have 4 grandkids, but I don't get to see 3 of them. So,
Oh, that's right. You got tiny humans too.
hmm. My son's 3 kids are not tiny. I think the youngest is 9 now, and I never get to see them. His
I,
his
I,
daughter, his daughter, who lived with us for the first 2 years of her life, um, she's 15 now, and I don't get to see them.
I consider them tiny until they get taller than me, which generally happens about 12. Um, for
Now,
those
what's
who don't know, I'm only 5'4". She's the tall one.
Yeah, I'm 5'11". What's funny is that my middle daughter, that my grandson's mom, Kat, she's 5'3". She'll argue and say 3.5. She's tiny. Everybody in our family is tall, but she's tiny. And her son is 3 now, and he comes up to here on her. So he's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
argue
tall.
the
And her, her
my
her partner is really short too. They're the same height.
see,
That kid's gonna look
from
him in the eye at 8.
I argue for my 5'4.5", and I keep being told that the half doesn't count. It does count because I learned that they don't do halves on your driver's license, so I bump it up to 5'5".
There you go. Right? Exactly. Actually, I'm
And everybody
probably
in my family is tall because my brothers range from 6'2" to 6'7", and then there's me.
my son is 6'4", and Mr.
And,
Pam is 6 feet.
yeah,
So,
and growing up, everybody was like, because my mother was 5'11", my dad's like 6'2", 6'3". It fluctuates, and they were like, "Oh, you're gonna be so tall." Time there's a family gathering, I look at them. You all are some liars. You're lying with anything. Y'all told me my whole life I was going to be tall. I'm not. I got to take somebody to the grocery store with me, or we're getting nothing off the top shelf.
Michelle, KK hates it. She's like, it's not fair. Why am I the
Yeah,
only short one? Because
well,
Megan's not tall. She's 5'7", 5'8". She's
that
not super.
is tall.
She's not super tall.
Oh,
But
yeah,
yeah,
no, not super tall. That's
this little shit is now 6'4".
yeah. See, no, no. It
How's
was
you been?
me.
Mhm. How's Peppers?
Puppers got beef. We have evidently we have a new beef because he thinks that all of his beefs are my beef with the squirrel 4 doors down. Was this squirrel bothering anybody? No, the squirrel was just chilling on the side of the tree. And I didn't think he saw the squirrel at first, but he saw the squirrel and he had to argue with the squirrel. He didn't even want to chase the squirrel. He literally sat down to argue with the squirrel. And I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta set up this link. I gotta send it to Pam. He didn't care. He had to say his piece to the squirrel. And I told him, this is why you don't have no friends.
Do you know how I met Thomas the Villain Bishop? He posted a video of the squirrels getting into his trash can. This is back during lockdown. And he posted, and I was standing up for the squirrels. And that's how I.
Well, see, there's a squirrel that does live halfway on my patio and halfway in the tree that
Okay.
overshadows my patio. I bribed this squirrel with nuts. Okay. I keep a bag of fresh nuts in the kitchen. I bribed the squirrel. Does Puppers mess with that squirrel? Absolutely not. But I think that squirrel is the reincarnation of Tupac. So we just gonna leave him be. Okay. He got a little gangster in him. He act like he could take a licking and keep on ticking. We're not gonna do that with him.
We have black and brown squirrels.
Y'all got a whole story going on.
I don't know what's happening in my backyard. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm out here looking at my flowers, man.
But I noticed that recently your comment section on TikTok has an abundance of white women unraveling and losing their shit.
Yeah. And to be fair, I'd rather them do it there. Right. My thing is that I try, and everybody's like, why do you answer these people that, they're never going to listen? And it's like, they're not going to listen to me now. They're not going to hear it now, but maybe it'll plant a seed for later and other people can hear it, because nobody is safe to be around them other than other white people when they're unraveling that way. It's just not. And so what am I going to do? Just ignore it? That's like that Victoria's Secret with the girl rolling around on the floor screaming and crying. Somebody needed to say something, right? So I do. And they unravel. And I'll never get monetized because of it.
You and I both. I think this is the longest both of us have had an account for a while.
It's funny, they're doing the whole monetization thing, right? Pay each other's bills. And I watch all those videos all the way through. But I'm like, I remember when I had a 10K account. That lasted, what, a couple months?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, it was nice.
I was in the creator fund for a minute.
Yeah. And here's the thing, because I get a lot of people also that say, why waste your time with this? Here's my take. It's not a waste of time. Even if that particular person doesn't listen, there's somebody that does. There's always somebody that does. There's always somebody that
was thinking the same thing but didn't post it, right?
Mm-hmm. And there's somebody that, because I don't know if you get it, but I get it a lot, where somebody's like, well, this person, usually I get compared to Royal Star, where they're like, well, he's more patient with me than you. Great. We're not the same person, but we to have different methods of talking to people and engaging with people, because everybody learns differently.
Yeah. And it drives me nuts because it's, again, I go back to the white people anti-racist circle jerk, where we collect Black educators like Pokemon and throw their names out. And I'm not exempting myself. I showed my whole ass in Desiree B. Stevens' comment section a couple of years ago by saying, she's my friend. I think I know what she meant. Showed my whole fucking ass. Desiree really quickly was like, what are you doing? And I was like, shit. So, but this idea that we can name drop and vocabulary drop and try to outperform each other to be the good white person, and it's like, quit trying to be a good white person. That oxymoron. Okay, so just be a decent person. Me and Arena talk about this all the time. It's really, she's like, don't you get tired? Because it's really not that hard. I'm like, yeah, I get tired, and it really isn't that hard. Be decent. And when people tell you something is offensive or harmful, then adjust. You don't argue with them. It's really simple. It's not always easy, apparently.
Yeah, I call them the dependas of racism.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you know anything about dependas, they always want to use somebody else's rank, somebody else's title. And dependas extend past the military. If you've ever met anybody, maybe a fireman, a policeman, and even now doctors and nurses, it's ridiculous. And retired dependas make me want to throw hands.
I can understand.
Because I'm like, sweetheart, both of our partners are both retired. I don't care.
Yeah.
Can you just move out the way? Because think about seeing a Karen or Richard in the wild. It's always, well, I know the owner, I know the manager, I know.
The same mentality.
That doesn't make you right. That doesn't give you.
I'm going to turn off this lamp.
Because just like there was a young lady that I was friends with earlier in life, and everybody who knows me knows I love history. I have always loved history. Now,
Right.
Keep in mind, I had become friends with her. And we were at the early stages of our friendship before I knew that her father was one of the directors at a local museum. I didn't know. I didn't care.
Oh, yeah.
We took a field trip and she's like, "Yeah, my dad works here." Child brain, I'm thinking he's a guide. He might work in the immediate office because,
Yeah.
kid. When you think of working, you think about people you can see working. You don't
Mhm.
know about behind the scenes. And her dad walks out and he has a suit. And I'm like, okay, my parents go to work in suits, the steel front.
Yeah.
And then later on, as adults, I see her on Facebook. I can't possibly be racist. My friend from, we had not spoken in 20 years. There was no beef. I moved because I came here. And she moved over to the UK. She tagged me.
Oh no.
And I was like, "Are you serious?" And she was like, "Well, you are, my friend loosely." Ma'am, I know your first name. I don't know if your last name has ever changed. I don't know what you do for a living. I don't know if you have any kids. I don't know if your favorite color has changed. It's been a while.
Yeah. And who does that anyway? You know how many times my best friend Arena is black. I can't be racist. My best friend is black. What the that thinking has never ever made sense to me. It my friends are not props. My family's not a prop. So it's never made sense to me. I
Oh, my
think
biggest comeback is when they're like, "Well, I have a black place anything in there." I'm like, first of
Mhm.
all, y'all make friends too quickly because I've seen it in real life where somebody, the cashier is being nice to somebody and they walk out and go, "That's my friend here." Or all of
Uh-huh.
like I
Uh-huh.
see a video today where a woman was like, "When you're married to a man who makes besties everywhere," this man is having a casual conversation. And I'm like, yeah. But I hit him with well, my family is kind of like the United Nations. We're kind of like Josephine Baker's Rainbow Coalition.
The colors of Benetton.
And they look at me like, what? And I was like, well, I grew up with heavy Korean, Filipino, and Jewish influences because of my mom's besties. And I was like, my brothers have an affinity for marrying white women. So I should be able to say anything, right? I should be able
Mhm.
to go to the clan meetings and I should be all right. Oh, the booty cheeks. You can see the booty cheeks. I say that like you want to come where? Your brothers do what? Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Now, 2 out of the 3 white sister-in-laws I like. We all know about the one that is
Yeah.
my nemesis. We know about her. Nobody we collectively don't like her, okay? The moment that my brother actually mails off the divorce papers, we have all collectively we have decided we ride at dawn, okay? It's either I feel it coming because my nephew is getting close to the end of his high school career. I feel it. We're gonna ride it down.
Yeah, you're gonna be so relieved, aren't you?
Yes, and I only play nice with her, kind of, sort of. Well, I can't do it anymore because they have my picture posted. It's because they live close to Mitch McConnell, and I enjoyed putting frogs and turtles in his mailbox and in his. I can say that publicly because they know that I was the one doing it. I didn't hide.
Yeah, yeah. We've been by Ted Cruz's house a couple times, and um, Louis Gammert lives here.
All I know is the only time I got fearful is when Rand Paul's office burnt down.
Oh shit!
And I got to visit, and I was like, I moved out of that decade like 8 years ago. I ain't had nothing to do with it. And then they hit me with did you think about it? I'm not answering that question.
No, no, we're not. No,
Because
no.
where his office is, when I would drive up to like go see my dad and them,
Mhm.
I would cut through that town because there's like one winding road and you could cut through a lot of the expressway.
Okay.
And then it would just be a straight shot up. So I would literally go past his office. Like, I'm not telling you what I thought about.
I thought about a lot of things.
I was like, I'm thinking about getting in my car and running you over right now, but that's not the crime.
But yeah, and back to what you were saying, and it's gonna get worse. White women, especially, are gonna be melt down more and more as we get closer to the election because we know that we're the reason that we had Trump, and we know that we're the reason if we end up with him again, it will be because of white women, right, voting against their own interests, and so the cognitive dissonance is going to be astounding because they have to strap it on in order to just function.
Well, see, I have a theory regarding this election. Um, I think if people don't get it together and don't stop with these protest votes, we're going to get an accidental RFK Jr. like we got an accidental Trump.
Yeah.
Because as much as people now act as if they've always been long-standing backers of Trump, they weren't. Because I remember election night when he got elected and how many people were shocked.
Yeah.
Even people who voted for him were shocked. Trump himself was shocked.
Nobody thought he had a chance.
Right. And at this point, RFK Jr. is the sleeper. And because so many people want these protest votes and these throwaway votes, we could end up with brain rot.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, with parasite eating brain. Because he came out and said that's happened. He had a worm in his brain.
And let's not forget what he did to Samoa and all the innocent children who died, because he's also an anti-vaxxer. He's a Kennedy, so of course he can't keep his pee-pee in his pants.
That's hereditary.
He lies. He originally threw his wife under the bus at the beginning of his campaign.
He's an awful human being. He is
thing that I can honestly give him credit for. Because as much as I criticize politicians, which we know, hey, it's what you do.
Consider that our review.
Yeah, when he was strictly sticking to the environment as an attorney, he was phenomenal.
Yes.
When he didn't open his mouth any other time and he was fighting for the environment, I can give that. Yeah. And that's why I have a disconnect with him understanding the science behind the environment and how
vaccines.
But exactly, I'm like, well,
what happened? What happened? And yeah, he's scary. Trump is scary. Biden's scary. I get it. I mean, you've seen me over the past months. I've started to turn the corner, and I knew I would. I will go in and throw up in my mouth and pull the lever for Biden, right? I will. It's going to be pointless here in Texas. My vote it's like pissing up a rope. But I will go in to vote down ticket, right? We've got to look. I hate Biden. I hate Palestine. I don't hate Palestine. I hate what's happening in Palestine. I hate the fact that he's now trying to capitalize both sides of the issue. I'm not going to send arms, but I'm going to send arms. And he's trying to play both sides. And it's like, I would almost prefer you just say, I'm sorry, this is our stance on Israel. You may not agree with it, and we will do what we can to stop things. But this trying to play both sides crap that he's doing now just really makes him look bad. I hate him. I absolutely hate him.
And here's the thing. This is where the historian in me comes in. Because when people go, I don't understand how this happened in history, and I don't understand how that. But these are the same people who say they don't understand that are also trying to straddle the fence. And I was like, it's the fence straddlers that cause these things to happen historically. And it's the fence straddlers that after everything has been marketed to be remedied.
Yes.
They're like, oh yeah, I was on the right side. No, you weren't. Oh, and side note, all you other generations, let me explain something to y'all. Stop blaming us for fucking Reagan. Okay. We weren't old enough to vote. Most of us couldn't vote in Gen X for the first time till Bill Clinton.
I was 6 months too young to vote in Reagan's first election, and I barely make Gen X. I make Gen X by 6 months. So yes, you're absolutely right. Can we also quit putting us down as like this great generation too? Like we're so much better than everybody else. And can we quit acting like not giving a shit is a good trait and something we should be proud of?
And my thing is, can y'all also stop saying that Gen X is finally waking up? No, y'all talking about the racist and the adjacent to racist Gen X that are waking up, because the rest of us been awake.
Yeah.
We've been doing this activism thing and this education thing since we were teenagers.
Yeah, I started in 1982.
I
junior
made
year in high
the
school.
news with 300 of my classmates because we staged a walkout.
Told me about that. That's so
I
awesome.
was known for reading the district-wide handbook cover to cover and doing stuff that fell into the gray area on purpose so that
Disruptive compliance.
But also, okay, because y'all know that I'm known for shenanigans. So let's talk about the fluffy good side of Taz. Okay. I also changed the curriculum because in the high school in the district that I graduated from, you had to give an English portfolio at the end of the year, every year, in order to graduate. And because of what I did, they changed the curriculum regarding how you presented your self-reflection piece.
Okay.
You could do it in verse, you could rap it, you could do it as an instrumental if you wanted to. Because I went out on a limb, I talked to my English teacher, and she was like, shit, this is my last year teaching up here anyway. Let's do it. And I was like, cool, thank you. Appreciate you.
Love
And
those
she actually wrote a book about us called The Fat Boy Chronicles.
Well,
Her name is Diane Lang. Look it up. She wrote about our class. And I wrote it, and I wrote it
on my phone right now.
And the board was like, oh, this is kind of dope. And I convinced some other friends, like one who is a violinist, one that was a flautist. Like, this is your reflection.
Cool.
It's supposed to reflect who you are. I also instituted a practice where once a year you could vote in one student that could debate the principal.
That's awesome.
And if you won that debate, you could then debate the superintendent for change. See, my shenanigans do have a good outcome.
Here's like here, my daughter graduated from Robert E. Lee High School. It has since changed its name. You want to know to what?
What did it change its name to?
Tyler Legacy.
Wait, what?
John Tyler Legacy. Isn't that the same?
Is 2, and 2 plus 2 is 4. What the fuck is this?
And it's funny because my daughter, her sophomore, junior, and senior year, they went and petitioned the district to change the name. Because, like she said, when they would go to theater competitions, it was humiliating. And she said it was horrible. So everything says REL. It doesn't say Robert E. Lee. It says REL. And it wasn't until she was gone. And one of the kids that tried to change it with her is he was actually on American Idol, Fritz Hager.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She went to high school with him. And he is the son of the superintendent or the president of the school board. And so when they went to protest, he would kind of let them talk, but nothing ever changed until there was a student athlete. It was a black girl, and she was a cross country star, and she was supposed to go to nationals, and she said she wouldn't compete with that name on her chest. And they finally fucking changed it, and then they changed it to that shit.
See, the high school that I went to, and when I say this, y'all don't freak out. No, I'm not doxing myself. I did not live anywhere near the high school. And if you look it up, there's no way I could have lived near the high school, okay? My high school was across the street from the University of Cincinnati, where I did do my graduate studies at and where I'm a legacy at.
Good school.
The Hughes family. And the original building, which we called the old building or the main building, was the original mansion of the Hughes family.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, we didn't fight to change the name of the school because the Hughes family was indifferent. Okay. They just wanted people to live, laugh, love, literally. They didn't care what you look like. They just go to work, pay your bills. You want us to help you do it? Fine. Like, Like their history is all through the school, and
Oh, that's cool.
that's just how they were. They were like, yeah, we're not political. We just, these are people. Let the people be comfortable. Like that's it. And the fact that it's predominantly a Black school, it is a STEM school, and it's set up like, I guess you could say, a mini college, because when entering the school, you do have to test in and you have to pick a major. My major, shocker, critical thinking, aka English.
Kind of like a magnet school.
Kinda, but we had a partnership with the University of Cincinnati. So
See, Megan,
and
my
there
young,
were people who, when graduating from my school, didn't have to go into secondary education. Like we had a nursing program, they graduated as CNAs,
okay.
stuff like that. But here's the thing: our mascot was Big Red, and people thought that Big Red was an Indian. Big Red was the can of soda.
Oh,
We all knew this.
yeah.
we didn't have like any native, like, no, we sold Big Red cans of soda and remember the disgusting 2-second flavored Big Red gum?
Yep.
Yeah, we would sell that. And our marching song was Big Red, are you gonna do it tonight? Put your foot down and do it so you can do it, so we can get it all right. That was it.
That's awesome.
That and people were like, you're not gonna fight to change it. Change a can of soda?
It's this can of soda. Yeah.
Like that is legitimately our mascot. Like we all knew coming in, like that's the mascot, and we were okay with it. Like we had rivals with teams called the Senators and the Bulldogs. We're a can of soda. Like, and people were like,
you know what?
You are stuck in football. We're a can of soda, but we whoop your ass in basketball, though.
Yeah, there you go. I'll give you one guess as to what the mascot was for Robert E. Lee when it was established.
I'm gonna say it was
the Rebels.
Yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't Davy Crockett.
No, and there's all kinds of incredibly racist. There was a KKK club. So that history has been there all along, and it took one Black girl cross country runner to change it.
Now, at my high school, if you look up, it's Hughes HAC STEM now.
Okay.
There was a young lady that barely made it onto our cheerleading squad, who behind all of our backs wrote to, remember the USA Today that used to be in the Sunday paper?
Yes.
She wrote in to tell her story about being the only white girl on the cheerleading squad. Mind you, no one interviewed us. She must have submitted all of the pictures because there was no photographer taking pictures of us. And the way she made us seem like the movie version of an inner city school.
Oh, goddamn.
When it came out, because I was the captain at this time, and I was just sitting there looking at her like this when she walked into practice. She was like, everybody knows I read the Sunday paper, baby, from the top to the bottom to the middle, everything. You want to explain this to me? You want to explain that how you were brought into the Clovers because we needed an extra person for competition and you did this. This is not Clover material. What are you doing?
What'd she say?
She's like, well, I just felt different. You made it seem like you were one of 3 white people. First of all, we had foreign exchange students.
Mm-hmm.
We had what's called the Guilford program, which hearing impaired, deaf, blind, physically handicapped students were part of that program as well. And they took classes with us, but then they also had time where they went off, where they had
accommodations and
training, teaching them how to use public transportation, how to apply for certain jobs and how to verify before we had the internet, places that would be accessible to them.
Okay.
So I'm like, sister girl, you didn't talk about any of that.
No.
And I said, you didn't talk about the GPA that you have to have in order to walk through the door at this school.
No.
I said, because I came from a school, y'all can look it up, Walnut Hills in Cincinnati, that's supposed to be the greatest of the greatest. I would fall asleep in class.
I believe it.
And
I know what it's like.
Walnut Hills that could not get into the school that I graduated from, because Walnut Hills, like a lot of these schools that have good test scores and good reputations, they teach you how to take the standardized test.
That's exactly it.
Because if I have a brother, the one that's married to the nemesis, they graduated from that school. That boy is dumber than a fucking box of tacks.
I think what gets me,
our birthdays are 2 weeks apart. And we're in a battle because he has now decided to take to texting and calling everybody, telling them that he's the favorite. Bitch, we have collectively decided that if the zombie apocalypse happened, we're tripping you. We are sacrificing you. You've been snitching on us since you came out. You didn't even come out of mom. They have to scrape a whole month's worth of calcium deposits off your bitch ass. We don't like you. We're just trying to save our fucking nephew, bitch. If he wouldn't been born, we would let you stay with Cruella DeVille. Shit. They're talking about you the favorite. No, you're not, you milk dud head ass bitch. And I know you don't. I still don't like it. And on Monday, when I got to sit there because daddy called a meeting, I'm going to keep thumping you in the back of the fucking head till the meeting.
Is he the baby?
You big head, beer belly, pregnant ass bitch. And if y'all don't argue with y'all siblings this way, do you really have siblings?
Oh, I watch mine do it all the time because the baby's always like, I'm the favorite. Then they're like, yeah, right.
Thank you, Courtney. We know that I'm the favorite child. I even had daddy put it on camera for my birthday. Absolutely. I do it every year, and I'm going to keep doing it every
Megan,
year.
every time she's like, am I your favorite? And I say yes. She goes, I just recorded that.
Yeah, because my one brother was like, Dad tells us all that. You're a damn lie. You know I see the cameras in his house. I know what he tells y'all. Dad has cameras? Yes, bitch, I put them there. It's like, you know what we come over here and tell Dad? Yes. I don't trust you, mother. Fuck you, flotation device, bitches. I don't. The fuck? And this is my brother who, okay, me and my family, we all have strange careers. He is a semi-pro bass fisher and a gospel singer. How those two things go together, I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
I don't fucking know. But it pays his bills and he don't live with me no more, so I don't give a shit. Okay? Whatever. Okay? Because he eat too much, okay? And he always want me to go out on the grill. He think that I'm like daddy, like I'm gonna go out on the grill in the winterttime when it's 20 fucking below. I no.
That's Mr. Pam. He'll do it in shorts too.
I'm not 6'3", almost 300 pounds, okay? I'm 5'4", okay? I'm barely tipping the scale at, I finally got on the scale. I'm like 127. Fuck that shit. And I gained some weight at that. Imagine a couple months ago when I didn't gain this weight. This is, you know what? This is why I lifted off the ground when the wind blew in Chicago. This is, you know what? Anywho, so no, I'm not doing that shit. He can't know.
No.
And he always wants me to make ribs. Fuck a rib. You got ribs, okay? Bend over and lick your chest, bitch.
My son's a chef. He lives with me, you know. Him and his wife live with us. And he's a chef. And I feel that in my bones. He doesn't work in a kitchen anymore because he's a recovering alcoholic. And he worked in very high-end kitchens like Silver Dollar in Louisville. And I mean, like nationally known high-end kitchens. And there's just no way around the alcohol. It's just. Oh,
especially at Silver Dollar.
Yeah.
Because when I come in, they're like, hey, Taz, we have a new bottle of wine for you. No, because every bottle of wine you bring out has bourbon in it. I just want regular wine.
He was sous chef there for a year.
Because they killed me with the one wine. And I was like, this wine looks really dark. Oh, no. It's made here in Kentucky. No, this wine is dark. I know about y'all wine. Yours here. Yeah. In the wine. Oh, it's just a sprinkle of whiskey. Don't nobody sprinkle whiskey or bourbon. Hey, okay.
Actually, wine and bourbon go really well together, but it's dangerous.
They do. And if y'all, okay, first of all, the wine is going to be darker, y'all. But this is how they really get you, because it'll be a cute bottle that's real thin but real tall. Okay, you only getting like a pour and a half out of this one bottle. This gonna charge you your mama's arm, your leg, and your daddy's testicles. Okay, for you to buy. And they make it sound so phenomenal that you're like, oh, go ahead and put it on the tab, because you're like, fuck paying the mortgage next month, right? You're like, you only live once, because they make it sound so delectable. And then you start sipping it, and then you're instantly drunk, but you don't realize that you instantly fucking drunk.
Yep.
Then in Kentucky, they infuse everything with Kentucky bourbon. Okay. So it doesn't stop. And then now that weed is kind of sort of legal here, if you cook it, that's the caveat here. They got weed infused every fucking thing. So you're drunk and you're high, and you're just sitting there, and then all of a sudden your whole fucking year's salary is going to the restaurant because the bottle was cute.
Yeah. And so
a cute little girl in front of you, like, I'm just trying to get my way through college. I just want to be a doctor. You're like, oh my God, that is so sweet. And then you tip her everything else. You done tip her your copay for the next 3 fucking years.
Yeah, you ain't going to a doctor. You ain't going nowhere.
And then you sitting at home like, I'm going to be living in the car. How am I going to fit all of this? That meal was busting though, but how am I going to fit all of this in the Don't eat shit in Kentucky. Okay, stick to the staples. Go to fast food that you recognize. Don't stop at a food truck. Don't let them get you, because they'll be like, oh, mamacita, come here. You look so good. You want this? Don't fucking do. Everything got liquor or weed in it. Don't fall for it. And then if they tell you they're going to give you a deal, they done doubled the liquor or the weed that's in it. You are going to be French kissing a phone, a phone. And you ain't even going to realize that that's what you're doing. Y'all don't realize on my Instagram, I have a picture of a dude getting a DUI checkpoint in a drive-through because he didn't listen to the instructions. This is why shit is always fucked up during Kentucky Derby. And y'all don't realize Kentucky Derby is 2.5 months long. It spans multiple cities.
It goes from before Thunder. It goes from before Thunder to after Derby.
By the time y'all see it on TV, we've been through this for a month and a half. They literally have menu drops around here. People line up to find out what venues are going to have what menus. You know what's in the menu. Liquor. And you know what they discount? You know what they discount? The tours of the distilleries that they already do normally. And you know what they do at all of the tours and at all of the liquor stores that they call party stores here? They will give you free samples. They're full fucking drinks. You will be laying on the floor, a dirty ass floor.
Derby's a mess. It's like New Orleans. It's like Mardi Gras for New Orleans. It really is. And the first year they lived with me and didn't have to work Derby because his wife was front of house manager at Silver Dollar. And the first year they didn't have to do Thunder and Derby. They were just like, what the hell? But now he works at a very high-end grocery store, the only high-end grocery store we have in Tyler. But it's a high-end grocery store. And he brings home shit like half a wheel of blueberry camembert, because it's about to go out and they were going to throw it out. And I'm like, it's half a wheel. It's this thick. It's this big. It's like, what are we going to do with it?
We'll see. When my brother was in high school and I was in college, we both worked at the same grocery store. And we used to bring stuff home. Fun fact, the first day ever of me working at that grocery store, I passed out and got a concussion, and the owner of the chain was there. And to this day, he still jokes with me, and he's like, I was that intimidating. I was the one person on the planet that intimidated you to the hospital. Joey, can we stop this joke now?
But he works in the
I wasn't intimidated. What I didn't realize is that I was very pregnant.
Oh, there you go.
And had not hydrated because I was nervous.
That'll do it.
Like learning how to be a cashier from the owner of like a chain. And I was
You
just like, "Ugh."
honk. Yeah, he works in the meat department now where they do all the dry aging,
Ooh.
which is dangerous, but kind of nice. But yeah, he brought home a whole pastrami, a whole deli pastrami, a whole one. Dietz and Watson pastrami.
Hey, son, we need to be friends.
And he's the chef, so he's got the good taste. He knows what to bring home and what not to bring.
Well, you know what's funny is people, because the whole myth about either white guys can cook really good or heavy set black women can cook really good. And then I'm like, oh, I'll make this, and people always side eye me. And then I cook, and then
Oh
they're
no,
like,
hell no! You can cook me anything.
they're
I'll
like,
bring
"She
I'll
can
bring
actually
plates and
cook."
napkins.
And I'm like, why do you think I'm so small? I never get to eat my own fucking cooking.
It's funny because the reason he became a chef is because of me. And he'll tell that. He's like, our one respite, because me and Mr. Pam are great now. We weren't always. We both struggled with addiction, him with alcohol, me with opiates later. But when the kids were young, his alcoholism was bad. And so our respite was the kitchen. We would go in, me and the kids, and we would cook and do all of that. And so whereas Christmas was always a shit show, Thanksgiving, we would always cook. So it became a big thing with him. And he's like, I thought you were a better cook than you are, Mom.
You know, well, you know what?
Which is fair. Which is fair.
Who thought that their mom and aunt was a phenomenal cook, and they were raving about their cooking. So I always take people at face value.
I can make some things really well. My
I
gumbo is on point.
Yeah, but I'm excited because I'm like, the way he's describing it, I meet his nephew. His nephew's describing it as great. His brother, I should have known, because his brother, who had moved to Canada and it came back, was kind of reserved. But I was like, you live in Canada, you get to experience some stuff that I know what you're experiencing. It might be a little different.
Like poutine can be great, or it can be hot.
I saw this woman make a whole pot roast in 45 minutes, and I was like, I'm good. I'm not eating shit.
No.
When I saw that her world famous mac and cheese, the little, like, maybe it'll feed 2 people, Bob Evans mac and cheese that comes,
Yes.
like, in the refrigerated section, that's what it was. Mind you, there were 20 people, and there was one of those containers. So the next night, because we were staying over, her grandson was like, maybe we should let, Taz cook. And I was like, well, there's some leftover chicken. I'm going to season it and heat it up and spice it up. And I made some chicken salad. This woman tried to fight me because her husband, who I don't know if y'all are familiar with the restaurant Frisch's.
Yeah, I know.
But the Frisch's Big Boy?
Yep.
His name was Odie, but he looked like the Frisch's Big Boy. He was so precious. He was so precious. Like, you can tell this man was so simple. He worked for the government, but he just loved his family, and he was so simple. And even at that time, this was like almost 15 years ago, he looked like the Frisch's Big Boy. Like, he was frozen in time, like 60, but that's what he looked like. Like, his hair hadn't gray, nothing. And he was gobbling up the chicken salad. He was like, "Oh, this is good. This is what you put in there. Can you do this again?" Da, 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 da. Because I found out that an hour every night after she cooked, they would make a Hardee's run.
Yeah, I do that when I'm at my mom's.
Well, just like with my nemesis, everybody goes to Wendy's before they go to her house because it's on the drive up the hill. I'm too petty for that. I will cook a full meal, load it up in what I call my picnic bag. I don't know if you from my birthday. And I'll sit down and offer people stuff. Like one time I made my Caribbean chicken and my homemade red beans and rice, my roasted asparagus, and then I made my cinnamon roll peach cobbler.
Okay, I need that recipe because everybody keeps. I have not made peach cobbler in years. And every time I buy one, whether I get it from a bakery or somewhere else around here, none of them have cinnamon in it.
Oh,
And
no.
it's terrible.
This cinnamon roll one is a game changer. And it was, okay, for those of y'all that don't know, my children ain't shit. Since they were young, they would give me cooking challenges. Okay. They really think that every time they come around me, it is an episode of Chopped. Okay. They just bring me ingredients and they're like, here, make it work. And that's how it happened. They brought me the ingredients for cinnamon rolls, and then I had peaches in the house. And I was like, I don't really want to do cinnamon rolls. That's too simple. And these kids ain't shit. They'll put me on blast if I just make cinnamon rolls. Like, these are the same kids that brought me a squid to cook. Actually, they brought me 2 squid to cook once. Like, they ain't shit. Like, they do this shit on purpose. And they
That
sit
ain't
in
even a challenge.
section.
They
So I'm like,
it.
yeah. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, we're gonna make the cinnamon rolls, like in theory, like the prep.
Right.
And then all you do is after you get them rolled up, cut them.
Okay.
Put them in 4s, and then like pat them down, like squeeze them down.
Okay.
And then put that, and then just cut them up smaller to sprinkle over the top. And then if you like the drizzle, the powdered sugar drizzle, after it's all cooked, just drizzle it over the top. It is a game changer. Like that's the only way that I do. But I didn't get a chance to do it the first time I made it. But when I generally make a peach cobbler the night before, just like they tell you to prep strawberries, I do cinnamon, nutmeg, and sugar, preferably brown sugar.
Yeah,
mix it in with like literally this much water. Like mix the cinnamon,
just so you get a good syrup.
You're right, and then pour it over the peaches. Mix it up. Put it in the refrigerator. Like go to sleep, wake up, and then make your peach cobbler.
Okay.
It really seeps in, and you like every bite, you get that flavor.
Yeah.
If you don't like peaches, you can do the same thing with apples. Swap it out. And if anybody knows how to make a cheesecake, I'm going to give you a hack for a caramel apple cheesecake. Make your cheesecake as you always do. When you get done, before you go to bake it, chop up some apples, cinnamon, nutmeg, just like I told y'all. Mix it into the batter before you put it in there. Then have some more on the side that are slices that you've, like if you all do baked apples, bake your cheesecake, then take the baked apples, put them on top, and then drizzle the caramel on top, stick it in the refrigerator. Honey, baby, boo-boo, you will win every argument with that. If you need to check your partner on something, give them a slice, talk to them then. Thank me later.
My newest thing is pecan pie cheesecake. Oh, it's so good because I'm not a big pecan pie person. Just not. But pecan pie cheesecake is fucking heavenly. My cooking has gotten so much better.
I don't like pumpkin pie, but if you do a thin layer of cheesecake under a pumpkin pie, baby, oh, you already know.
I do a pumpkin cheesecake every year because my family's not big on pumpkin pie. We're gonna do sweet potato pie this year. Whenever we don't do Thanksgiving on Thursday. It's ever since my kids were little. Just in protest. We don't do it on Thursday.
I do a random Thanksgiving in the middle of the summer.
Yeah, that's kind of what we do. And sometimes if because all the kids work retail and sometimes their only day off is that Thursday. So we'll do roast beef or something completely different.
You know what? Babe was in the comment section talking about it won't work. I know what will work on you, sir.
I can't see the comments. Hang on.
I know what will work on you. Click on the side. It's just
oh my God. Hi, Arena.
You do it with sweet. I do it with sweet potato too. But sir, first of all, I can see you, and I know what will work on you. don't play with me. Don't play with me. Especially since I just
What?
got a fresh outfit that only you can see. I got this.
Okay, I can't get in right now, but at least I can see it.
Oh, but if you do, I'm not gonna put it on air, but we'll talk tomorrow because there's a key ingredient that will make your sweet potato pie. And
I think
it's
that's
you
I
know,
think
here's
that
the
key
thing
ingredient
people don't
is
think about. Just like, have y'all heard of the Toll House pie?
yes, that one I've heard.
Okay. Now, you know where like it tells you to like add milk, don't add condensed milk
All right.
because it adds the sweetness and it adds moisture.
Yeah, but it doesn't thin it out. That okay, yeah. I mean, my kids were little. They got the white mom steamed vegetables with. It's so funny because they're always still to this day. They're like, "We'll do the sides. Mom can do whatever the main dish is. She's great at that. The side dishes, the vegetables, no, don't let her."
Well, see, my dad called a last minute meeting for all of his children. What does it does have me a little bit nervous because he had to have his yearly cancer screening. So I'm like, are you doing this to be like, yay, I'm cancer free, which could have been a text, or like, are you about to die now? Now, before y'all go, oh my God, Taz, I'm here for you. First of all, I love my daddy, but in this economy, in this economy, and he keep pissing me off. So I'm a little skeptical.
Good idea,
Let me
Rita.
explain to y'all the bomb that he dropped on me today. Oh, I
Oh
told the
no.
family you were making the desserts and that you were going to come earlier and help me barbecue. You got 8 knuckle dragon ass sons. He said they don't know how to grill. Okay, truthfully, one of my brothers has repeatedly set his grills on fire. I don't know how he does it. Because he has propane grills. And I'm like, how the fuck you setting a whole rip? But okay, whatever. And I said, Daddy, I know you said we're supposed to have a family meeting. And I know the time that you said for us siblings and us siblings alone to show up. But after we have this meeting, how many people are showing up at your house?
Oh no.
I said, because I got a cap. Like, I will make enough dessert for me. He says, you can't do that. Yes, the fuck I can. I'm an adult with my own adult budget. And then he said, but you have access to my account, so I'll cut that shit off. Whoo, wait a minute. Hold up. Let me get a pen and paper. How many people are coming? Because the stuff I put on your account, I sure the fuck ain't charging to my account. Fuck you, me.
Speaking of family inheritance, if somebody, my brother could fall off his yacht, we'd all be pretty good. Would love that. We finally closed on the house, Taz.
Woo! Yes. I was
I
just
don't have
about
to deal with him anymore. And
I literally picked up my phone because I was going to text you to see if it was okay to talk about that.
yeah. Okay, for those of y'all that don't know, when I moved into this house, Mr. Pam and I were not together, and he was living in Dallas. And my brother, through the family trust, bought this house. That was his grand gesture for me. And so I moved in. And for 7 years, he has threatened to kick me out. He has threatened to sell the house. He has given me 15 days, 7 days, 30 days, 6 months. He has called realtors to have listing agents come by, and it's been a nightmare. And
Hey,
we
there's a
finally,
certain time when I was single that I told her I was willing to flirt with him, fuck him up.
and my brother, for those that don't know, for what it's worth, is very wealthy, and doesn't have any kids. And this was supposed to be in lieu of my inheritance from when my dad died, because they didn't want me to have it because they didn't like Mr. Pam. And so this was supposed to be in lieu of that 20, 30 years later. And then he threatened me with it for 7 years. And we finally got into a position where we bought it. We bought it from him. And it is ours now. And he can fuck all the way off.
Yeah, because one time that he threatened you all, we were actually here on this podcast. And you had to.
And we were talking about doing our impersonations. And I was supposed to be Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah, and I'm supposed to be Candace Owens, but Candace is employed now.
Yeah.
I don't know how would I do an unemployed?
We were doing the fundraiser for Arena when he called up and told me that was the time he called the realtor. The realtor the listing agent showed up the next day. So,
you know what? We might have to
we should do
it again, like maybe a fundraiser for either Congo or Palestine, something like that. What do you think?
Yeah.
Like if we hit the goal, then because we're both committed to do it for a whole day.
Oh, yeah.
And I still got the out because I found, y'all don't judge me. Y'all got to remember, I'm a former theater kid and a former mock trial kid. I did find the perfect outfit to play Candace Owens. And as y'all can see, when I wash my hair out, I don't blow dry it. So all I got to do is pull it back in a ponytail.
There you go. I'll have to find a wig. My hair is a lot shorter now.
Here you go. There's no such thing as racism. It's just lazy Black people because, look at me. I got my white king. And I mean, he keeps hanging me out to dry.
Are eyelashes in your way? Can you not see your own face?
But and I stand with Marjorie Taylor Greene because Jasmine was so out of pocket. How dare her defend herself when, every 3 to 4 business months, I go into Twitter and tell you all that the Republican Party is racist. But, Blexit, hashtag
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we'll have to do it. We'll do something to raise money. Congo. Let's do Congo. Yeah. And we'll find a charity that's well vetted to give the money to, like a mutual aid that goes straight to people.
And we could do some side-by-side like TikTok lives, and I can give you some of my good. You know what? I should do a live and send you the ingredients, and we can do step-by-step my dirty rice and my stuffed salmon croquettes.
Okay. I think y'all
would like that.
I think I would love it.
Now, it'll have to be when I'm in Chicago because my recipe, you have enough people in your house that the recipe would be perfect for y'all.
Okay.
Me sitting here by my little old lonesome. Yeah, I have to be in Chicago.
Okay.
With the man and the dog, because other than that,
I can drag my son in on it. He loves that. He loves when we were doing those cooking videos together occasionally.
Yeah, Arena, Arena, first of all, it goes without saying we drag you into everything.
Yeah, we could do it in July when I'm down visiting Arena.
Exactly. Like Arena act like we don't drag her into all of our shenanigans. Arena, be happy I didn't send you the link for tonight because I thought about it. I didn't want to get cussed out.
We could finish the fundraiser for her too. She's still got all her therapy bills and everything else.
Be good. But I was going to send her the link to join us, but I realized I did not talk to her before doing that, and I didn't want to get cussed out tonight. Babe, I can see you typing in the comment section. I used to on my original page when I first got on TikTok, when I went live, because my content was like so educational heavy. When I went live, I used to cook, and it was when I was in my office and stuff like that. I would like go through and tell people like, hey, you can get this at a discount, or like I would cook and stuff, and I would bring other people on to like teach them stuff. And because of some things that I went through, I stopped doing that because I was being legitimately bullied, harassed, and doxxed. Yeah. I'm at a point now where that has stopped, where I'm okay with doing that again and inviting people on, because the reason why it wasn't so much for me, I didn't want people to go through what I was going through.
Yes, and I completely understand that. I mean, and for you it's different, but when Libs of TikTok was targeting me, what really bothered me is them finding my mutuals through me.
Yeah, well, now the people that were a part of the I Hate Taz campaign, they're eating each other's faces off because one of them was like, I can't believe you're talking about me. You engaged in the same behavior. You legitimately lied to people. And what made it even more egregious is that they knew the woman who started the smear campaign had a whole iPad full of pictures of me. That she kept sending me stuff from Amazon. And the reason why the smear campaign happened is because I set a boundary.
Yep.
And
I remember that now that you mention it. I remember that.
And after I was assaulted, this woman wanted to keep making jokes and wanted me to keep talking about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't heal if this happens, especially since this assault happened in my house, in my office, that I had taken pride in the fact that this was something I did completely by myself.
Yeah.
Everything in that office I put together, I picked out, I paid for, I built, like I'm so proud.
Yeah, Courtney, it was fucked up.
And I'm like, what? Like, but all of these people, they're no longer connected. And so many of them are now my mutuals all over again.
Isn't that wild? I still occasionally, not from you, but some of the other drama that happened back then, I still occasionally have some random, it's always a white person. I promise you, it is always a white woman DMing me and saying, hey, did you know this about that creator? And it will be like shit from 3 years ago. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to respond. Block.
Oh, yeah, I get a lot of white women, but the one that hurt me the most is before they gave me back the account that I'm still on now when I made my backup account. And someone was gracious enough to share that I had this backup account when I was appealing and people were wonderful enough, to email and to champion for me. And because somebody else went to prison, they said they couldn't support me. Yeah. Not because I went to prison.
Yeah.
But they were like, oh no, I remember one year for her birthday, she was on like.
Yeah.
I was like, what? What? I was like, if you just don't like my content, that's fine. I respect that. I know I'm not for everybody. Like I had to explain to one woman last week and another white lady like 2 weeks ago, like, yes, I can be very serious, but I try to mix up my content because stuff gets heavy. And I want to also give people a laugh and a smile. And I want people to see more of me than just the serious.
Yeah. I'm trying to get back to doing the more personal stuff. But like you said, once you get slapped down, and I didn't get it nearly like what happened to you. I wasn't targeted for as long, or just it wasn't even remotely the same. But even the little bit where I got slapped down, it went through like 4 accounts in no time. It's been hard for me to get to putting myself out there again, other than just my serious content, right?
Yeah, the reason I put myself out there is because y'all will probably remember this. It was around Daddy's pastoral anniversary. I was in the car with my son who said, Mom, I will drive you there and drive you home because I know you don't like to drive across the bridge. I don't, because I don't trust Ohio bridges. They have a habit of catching on fire, blowing up, or collapsing. I don't trust that shit. So I started recording with the intent of giving a little bit of history because of what we were driving past. And this little fucker started talking about kidnapping me.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I guess we're back into the personal content, huh? Yeah. And he was like, oh, I only kidnap you on the weekends. That's still a fucking felony, sir.
It's not. Yeah, no.
He said it's not a felony because you're my mom, but nobody ever believes that you're my mom and you act like a child. You're not supposed to kidnap kids either. And I no,
Our kids ain't shit.
they're not. When they took me to the restaurant for my birthday, and I said, please don't tell them that it's my birthday. It is past my birthday. I intentionally went out of town for my actual birthday. I figured if I came back in town after my birthday and let them take me out, they couldn't do that shit to me after the one time they locked me in a restaurant and had everyone, including the guest. No, okay. That didn't work.
They did it anyway.
That didn't work. And then I was like, take me home. Take me home. I don't want to do this no more. But my kids ain't shit. So they're like, you think you could make this beef bacon jam? You think you could figure out the recipe? I'm pretty sure I could, but I'm not going to. All of them on TikTok. And they said, well, if you don't, we'll create a schedule and come to your house every day for 2 weeks. And we'll just randomly video you and tag all your friends. I said, you don't know who my friends are. And then they started name dropping, and I was like, oh shit, you do know who my friends are. Fuck all of y'all.
My kids, I'm lucky. One lives an hour that way, one lives an hour and a half that way, and one lives here, and they can't conspire too much. They keep threatening. I have a phobia of crabs, like a full-blown phobia of crabs. And so, but I like to eat crab.
See, me too. But my kids make fun of me because they're like, you'll swim with sharks, but you can't deal with the crab. Crabs are vicious. If I don't fuck with the shark ain't fucking with me.
Yeah.
But crabs will fuck with you just because.
Yep.
You could be sitting on a beach. I got the scar on my leg. I was not fucking with that crab. That crab walked up on. Now, did I have thoughts in my mind of how tasty that crab would
sure.
be?
My daughter went to
Disney World.
My daughter went to Disney World and brought me back a crab and lucite. Now this is a gift now, and I'm fucking stuck.
Nope. It's got to go in the garage. Everybody got that one box in the garage with them gifts that you only bring out when that person come to visit. I can't be the only.
She knows it's in there. I'm like, because I had put it in a drawer for the longest time, but every time I opened that door, it was like,
Exactly. Just like, okay, my baby brother years ago bought me this god awful dress. There's only one picture of this dress on the internet. It is god awful.
That bad.
I put it on and I took these pictures and I was like, I'm gonna bite the bullet. I'm gonna put these pictures on Facebook and Instagram to get it over with. I'm not wearing this shit in public. Okay.
Oh, Marina. Between my birthday and his, between the 6th and the 21st.
Yeah, it has been in a box. Okay, it has been in a box. And his wife was like, yeah, he told me about this dress that he bought you that cost. I didn't know how much it cost. I just know it was god awful fucking ugly. He shouldn't have paid 2 cents for it. And she's like, do you still have it? I think we're around the same size. We have never been around the same size, but look, Twiggy, you ain't got to hit my ego like that. Anywho, you can have it. I was like, just give me a day or two to find it. I had to wash that dress 3 times because I forgot. I buy Sharpies in bulk.
Okay.
And it floods here a lot.
Oh no.
But you couldn't tell that the Sharpie bled onto the dress because that's how god awful
ugly it was. My mom
patches of green that go into this like Picasso-esque patches. It's horrific. And then it's in like a kimono style of dress.
Oh no.
I don't know why he looked at this dress and thought of me and was like, yeah, this the one.
My mother shops on QVC and she likes to order me shit off of QVC and it never fails. It's closed. And I never used to use them. But then when I started doing my impersonation of typical white women, I started being able to bring them out. But you can't get rid of them because the minute you get rid of them, she's going to ask.
Exactly. Now, the only time I had a proper excuse for no longer having something around. Now, for
Mm-hmm.
those of y'all that came from me when Mona and I did our Christmas show, and y'all said that I was being too hard on my mother-in-law, she gave me a towel. Now, the towel smelled a little funny to me, and I didn't see a tag on the towel. So I'm like, where the fuck you get this towel from? I put it in my washing machine. I had to call for a professional cleaner. The fucking towel came apart in the washing machine.
My mother-in-law just called me Hitler.
Yeah, well, this is my stepmother, and I set her up with my dad. And I'm like, bitch, this is the one come up you've had in your life. I will,
Uh,
but hold on. Fun fact. When daddy kicks the bucket, the insurance policy that goes to her is the one that pays off the final fees from all the prepayments that I set him up with.
mm-hmm.
Everything else, because my mom was smart and it takes my signature to change everything, and I ain't signing shit. And then daddy took out another life insurance policy because he realized I'm a spoiled ass brat. And I said, do I have to split this with the boys? He's like, if you dumb, split it with them. But okay, do what you do. So yeah.
Nice.
Now I don't know if she thought he was serious or not, but she can't fight me because we already crossed that bridge when she pissed me off one day and I walked outside, and I don't know who told this very light-skinned black woman that you should follow another black woman outside when she says give me a minute. I think that is
Shit.
sign of, and see, she came outside and I looked her in the face and I said, I'm gonna give you a minute to collect yourself and go the fuck back in the house because you're at my house and I'm not even telling you to leave. My daddy's nose is wide open. I ain't fucking you, bitch. I don't have any benefits from you, but I will stomp a hole in you.
Yeah.
Then everybody looked like they were like, she'll make jokes, but she ain't never said she gonna hit somebody. Like my brothers was like, is she really? Do we know if she gonna hit somebody? Like, have we seen her hit somebody? What? Like, my brothers were kerfluffled. Like, they were like, "What did she?" She said, "Hit." Like, is she for real? And then my one brother, the bass fisher in the gospel thing, he walked over and he's like, "I'm not gonna take no chances." He fireman picked me up and carried me. Like, I don't know if you really gonna hit a bitch. Like, but come here.
Wow.
And he looked at me. He's like, would you have really hit her? I said, she is the one person in the family that is not a minor that I'm taller than. Yes, I was going to hit her. I was going to Pluto. This was my time to shine. Go put me back.
That's fun.
He said, what you mean put me back? Put me back. I said, that is like picking up Goku. Put me back. This was my anime moment. This was my time to shine. You picked me up. There's no coming back. Shit. Now I gotta wait for her to pick another fight.
Yep.
And then it didn't help that my other brother came and tapped me on the top of my head. I was done.
Oh no. Yeah, my like I said, my middle daughter is really short. And the thing she can't stand is when people come up and are over the top of her head.
I was like, I can't go back and fight now. The fuck? Just like it's so funny that as an adult, I found out that my parents thought that I was the kid that was sneaking out the house. And the one that they thought that I was sneaking out the house, I don't know how they thought I was getting in and out of it.
That's funny.
There was no way for me to get in and they were like, somebody was sneaking out the house. I was like, oh, you didn't think about the 8 boys you got in this fucking house?
You thought it was me. I was sneaking out. I was always
like, y'all purposely put my room in the attic that was above the southern style plantation style porch.
Okay.
Where there was only one way up and down, and then the door that led up the steps, they could lock from their side. Where am I going? Because the only other way out would be to climb out the front of the house. I think the neighbors would notice a full body coming down the front of the house.
I used to sneak out all the goddamn time.
But I'm a home. Okay. Babe is an introvert. I'm a hermit. I don't want to leave.
I did in high school.
I don't want to go nowhere. Times Arena is like, we got this going on. You should come down here. That sounds like fun. Send me a picture. And she's like, but you like this. Send me a picture of it. You can't eat a picture. I know.
But I can figure out how to make what you're eating.
Exactly. Like, I'm okay with it. It's just like Divine Words is like, what? Like, I'm working on my book, and Divine Words is like, I will help you with the visuals. So I'm like, okay, great. Like, I'm doing this history book, and to have like not just an audio version for people, but to have a visual version, because people forget about people who can't hear.
Yeah.
And they don't, like, we shouldn't just give them the word on the page. Like, what I'm trying to convey, they should be able to see it, and anybody else who wants it. And Divine was like, well, you should come out. You should no. I'll cook if you come here.
Yeah, come here. I don't go anywhere now.
And Melissa was like, but Mona up the ante.
Oh no.
Mona up the ante.
Not Mona.
Mona was like, I will make you personalized pizza and chocolate pie. And I was like, God damn.
Oh.
And here's the thing. I was stuck in Chicago because of storms. And there were no storms going in her direction. Mona started laying it on thick. And I was like, I could go in. I could go in. No, I'm not gonna be kidnapped by Mona. My kids already kidnapped me.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm not gonna be on TikTok going, I love Mona. She the greatest.
Blink, 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 blink. She's so awesome though. But yeah, I don't go anywhere now. I don't go out. I don't go to movies. I don't. And I'm so frustrated with the restaurant scene here. Okay, let me clue you in a little bit. Okay, right across the street was a Fuzzy's Tacos that shut down, and they came in and redid the whole building, and it is now called Three Palms, Roman numeral 3 Palms, and they are supposed to be fine dining in Tyler. Now, keep in mind, we already have another restaurant called The Grove that came on the scene and said they were going to try to get a Michelin star. That did not go so well. And now they're doing the free lunch if you listen to a lecture about finances or whatever, timeshares. So anyway, that did not go well. So Three Palms opens. They misspelled Brussels and Brussels sprouts on their menu. They misspelled mint julep on their menu. The appetizers
around here.
The appetizers are calamari, nachos, chips and dip. They have one that is chips and dip that literally, I'm not kidding you, looks like Mexi dips and chips from Taco Bueno.
But that's an interesting mix. Calamari and okay.
Yeah, those are their options. It is so just cookie cutter, and yet they're trying to act like they can charge $20 a drink for a craft cocktail that is not unusual. Everything's 20 years old, right? It's so frustrating, and it's like, just make a decent, good restaurant. Quit trying to do this shit. It never goes well here, because even if you are good at it, you're not going to have enough business consistently to stay afloat.
I mean, if Texas wasn't so,
yeah, mm-hmm.
I feel like I could come down and kill the game.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'd let you and my son loose on a food truck. My God, y'all own shit.
Here's the thing. I wouldn't. Okay. I know food trucks are all the rage, but let me tell y'all.
He doesn't like them either. He'd rather a brick and mortar.
Those of y'all that don't know, I'm from the Bahamas, and there's something that Caribbean people brought to the United States before food trucks. There were food trailers that would be in convenience store, parking lots, etc. I'm that type of girly.
Yeah.
because you had a full kitchen.
Interesting you mentioned that because they're looking at renting one out from somebody they know, a trailer, and setting it up because he really wants to get back in
Because
it.
I trust and believe anybody that's old enough to have watched Fried Green Tomatoes, baby, that's the setup that I would have. I would have a trailer and then my grills, because on my patio, me and all of my brothers, we all have at least 2 grills.
We have 3.
I
One of them fixing to go away. We bought Mr. Pam for an early Father's Day. We got him a reverse smoker where the smoke goes back and forth before it comes up, so you get cold smoke.
Yeah, see, Daddy has 5. I'm in a townhouse, so I can only have 2.
Yeah,
because of space. But here's the thing. Let me tell y'all something as we come upon summer. Don't gut a pineapple. Slice a pineapple with the skin on it.
Okay.
Now, if you like savory, add a little pink Himalayan salt. If you like sweet, add a little unbleached sugar. A little bit with some olive oil onto the slices. Grill the pineapple.
It's amazing. I do a grilled pineapple and habanero salsa.
Yeah. Grill the pineapple. And here's the thing. Also, y'all, don't be afraid to cook with tahini.
Oh, it's great.
Because everybody keeps just using tahini as an afterthought. Cook with it.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, if y'all making pasta, if pasta is going to be in your dish, season your water, because as it boils and you put the pasta in there, that seasoning boils into your pasta. And put a little butter, not margarine, put a little butter in that water too.
Yeah, not olive oil. Olive oil just sits on top. It doesn't do anything.
No, put some butter in that water, and you'll still have the moisture, because a lot of y'all don't like leftovers and don't like reheating stuff because you don't know how to properly cook your noodles before you.
Also, this is what I learned. Instead of, if you're cooking for a large crowd, yes, a big pot of water. My son, who worked in an Italian restaurant for a long time, saute pan, a straight-sided frying pan or skillet. That's what he cooks his pasta in. Yeah. And it condenses the pasta water so much better for use.
And leave a little bit of the pasta water. Don't drain all of the water.
No, leave a little bit. Great stuff.
Because like when I cook for Babe, like, yeah.
It's great stuff.
You know what? I can also do. I can share with y'all my granny's Marzetti recipe, because my granny said Marzetti is for the family and family is community.
There you go.
If you like meat and you like vegetables all in one swoop.
I can cook for you my mom's chicken fried steak.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Now, I make a great chicken fried steak. Her recipe, however, is round steak, scared with some flour and deep fried to where you could drive nails with it.
Oh.
My mom was a horrible cook. I was 9 years old when I started writing down the recipes from Julia Child, and my dad let me. He would take me to the grocery store, and he would let me loose in the kitchen at 9 years old to cook dinner. It was that bad. Spaghetti was ground meat with ketchup over spaghetti noodles with cheddar cheese.
Okay, you know what? The first time I realized that people put ketchup on spaghetti was a Heinz ketchup ad.
But it wasn't spaghetti. There was no sauce. The ketchup was the sauce.
Yeah, it was a Heinz ketchup ad, and I was like,
no.
And I thought that it was like an ad, like I was waiting for them to like give a link, a phone number, like donations. And I had said something because there's a college that I am parting ways with. No, there's no bad blood. I will just be moving by the end of the year. And so I cannot be on campus to tutor these kids anymore. But I was having a conversation with other people.
Yeah, I agree. You don't want what I was talking about.
They were like, no, like that's how it is in my house.
It's terrible. She
And
made
then it made it opened my eyes to when we would have banquets and people would look at like when there would be like an authentic Italian caterer to come in and they would turn their nose up and bypass it. And I was like, maybe they don't eat meat, or maybe they
right.
like maybe they wanted an Alfredo and not spaghetti. That was I didn't realize that
In all the
they got
70s,
used to.
in all the 70s cookbooks and even early 80s cookbooks, everything is beige. Everything is this brown. Everything, like everything on the plate is brown or it's olive because it's vegetables cooked to death. That was my mom's cooking.
Well, it's just like when people say, I was born in the wrong generation. I should have been born in the 30s or 40s. And I was like, sweetheart, do you realize the bullshit they were eating back then?
Yeah, no.
I was like, these women were rail thin because they weren't eating food because it tasted like shit and they were trying to poison their husbands and they popped up on Coke filled Coca-Cola and barbiturates. These bitches wasn't sleeping for months at a time. They was up for 6 to 7 business months at a time and still couldn't take care of their own household. First of all, white ladies, do you know how lazy do you know how lazy you have to be on several uppers and you still gotta hire somebody to do the work around your house?
Yes.
And
yes.
then when women were like, bitch, you've been up for weeks. You could do this shit. Like, you trying to take more rights away from me. You can do this shit. They passed legislation like, bitch, you have to do this.
Yes.
Why the fuck are you up for months at a time and you don't want to do shit?
I vividly remember being about 8 years old and my mom and 3 or 4 of the other ladies from the neighborhood and all the other ladies were discussing whose housekeeper was better. And my mom literally walked away and I don't give my mom a lot of credit, but I'll give her credit on this one. And as we were walking away, she goes, if you don't have better things to discuss than whose maid is best, good Lord, what is going on in your life?
Oh, here's the thing. I love to take walks with my children. The amount of times I got referred to as the nanny for my oldest two. Now, they were obviously Black children.
Mm-hmm.
They just started off very peanut butter. The oldest son snatched my face, and I keep telling him to stop randomly shaving his facial hair because people pull up on him and think he's a lesbian. Because he stole my whole face. But then my daughter, she stayed creamy peanut butter. So yeah, the amount of times that I got to ask if I was to help. But what really fucked me up was being a college freshman. I went to one party and on the dance floor, a guy walked up to me and said, "What are you and how much do you cost?"
No. I had a guy walk up to me, not racial in any way, but the worst come on that I ever had was a guy walked up to me and he took $100 bill and he licked it and he stuck it to his forehead and he said, "Interested now?" I snatched it and said no, but it was still by far the most insulting come on I've ever had. And I can't imagine having the racial.
There was one guy that was okay, I'm pulling a blank on what the show was called. But remember there was a competition show. It was like right after the show Glee came out, and it was like a competition show between Glee clubs, basically.
Right.
There was a guy that was a part of that. who was trying to flirt with my granny 3 months after my papa had passed away. I walked into the room. This guy is so egregious that he immediately then starts flirting with me. Mind you, I look exactly like my granny.
I was about to say, I bet you look like her.
And my mom looked exactly like her because we all got the same face.
My
Okay.
kids snatched my face too, so
My family is not original with faces and names. Okay. We got like the same 6 names and 6 faces that just go through the whole family. Okay. Just bear with me, y'all. I got 2 cousins that people think that we're triplets. We are all 10 years apart. But anyhow,
wow.
so he comes through, he's saying stuff, and I'm freezing because my autistic brain is in that crux. If you're autistic, you know what I mean.
Damn it, I know exactly what you're talking
Am
about.
I overthinking? Did this person really cross a line?
Did I miss something? Yeah.
So you're in that paradox that usually lasts 5 to 10 minutes where you're trying to piece together, like, do I go off on this person?
And you're waiting for a little bit of context to maybe tell you.
And then my granny gave me the look.
And you knew it was on.
And I unleashed. And at the end of it, was he ashamed? When the director walked in, also checked him, the director's wife checked in. And the then head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals walked in and checked him. And this fool still turned around and said, but what's her price?
Wow.
Now, because my good friend and personal attorney is in the comments section, and she gets on me for this, let me say, allegedly.
Okay, there you go.
A table was thrown.
Allegedly.
Who threw the table? Who knows? I don't know. I didn't have my glasses on at that time. I couldn't tell you who threw the table.
We had a.
We know that I have a problem with keeping my hearing aids in. So,
yeah, well, you know.
No, if it was a table, I just know somebody said, I'm sorry after a thud.
Well, you know what? We're all a little clumsy now and then. You know, things get bumped. Shit happens. Yeah. Every time a white woman tries to tell me about how audacious men are, I just think to my black female friends, and the level is just escalated when it comes to how men act. It's just egregious. Did it grow wings? Did it grow wings? The table?
Well, I want to say this, and I want to say this because have you noticed a pattern that every time you come on, it's a Thursday?
Yeah.
So I think about it Thursday should be think about it with Pam. What do you
Okay,
think?
let's do it.
Yeah, I got her. I got her.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's absolutely do it. And we'll start, we can start out with the topic. God knows we probably won't stay on. Absolutely.
Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand the work that I put in to get to this moment.
Oh, stop. Lots of tables. Tables and chairs. After the riverboat, tables and chairs.
Oh, yeah, tables and chairs. All right. So every week we got him.
Every week, Thursday nights. Absolutely, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. Y'all. Okay. I'm gonna have to take a couple hours to calm my.
Well, that's okay. I'm gonna have to too because I'm flattered. Awesome.
Yeah, I've been working on this for months. That's why Courtney and Livy are going crazy in the comment section. They knew. I was. Woohoo!
We got it down. Let's do it.
All right.
I
Well,
I try to do lives on TikTok. I can't do them alone. I hate it. I just
well, anytime, text me first because I don't. My
Yeah.
TikTok notifications are all jacked up.
Mhm.
People are sending me stuff at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then at 6 o'clock at night, I'm getting the notification, and I
Yeah.
feel like shit. Like, oh, I'm not ignoring anybody. I'm legitimately not getting it.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out it. I need to figure a way to make a little bit of scratch off of my social media. It doesn't have to be a lot, but a little bit. Maybe. Not this. TikTok is more what I'm talking
No,
about.
I think I have some ideas. I'm gonna call you tomorrow because I think I have some ideas and
Okay.
I have a list. I'm gonna do some research. Let me do the research first. But
Okay.
thank you all for joining us. And now we got Think About It Thursdays with Pam. With Pam.
Oh, this will be great. This will be so good.
With Pam. With Pam.
You're gonna give me a big head.
And,
Wait, I've already got a big head.
and y'all know me. I'm gonna come up with a logo and everything.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, and y'all might want to run over to TikTok now and tell Joey Helpish that I'm about to drive him crazy.
I haven't seen him. Thank you. I need to look him up. I haven't seen him on my forever.
Y'all, they know that he makes all of my little jingles. I'm about to drive him crazy.
Remember, God, way back when he first got on, and then I did the whole fuck, and he made a whole thing about it. It's been lost to time.
Yeah, and then I did Ding Dong, the bitch is dead.
Yeah.
But he does all. Yeah, he already knows. I'm
on his Discord, guys. I'm so bad about Discord. I'm worse about Discord than anything.
You and I both. We're horrible with. Okay, we love each other, and yes, we keep in contact because we were joking earlier. Like, do you have me locked in? Do you have me locked in? Like, of course,
yeah. Well, same with Arena. You can ask her. We'll go months and not talk.
Oh yeah, me and Arena the same way. I'm like,
and then it's just like, oh hi.
I got everybody's back. I might not talk to everybody every day, but I got everybody's back. I got my
same. And my thing with Discord, Courtney, is very early on here. Probably not that early on, but I don't know if y'all remember like the whole all of that mess and but they were recording each other and screen recording and then sharing private conversations out to expose each other and blackmail each other. And I was like, no. And then they would talk about how they were going to make alt accounts in order to come on and say horribly either racist or sexist stuff on their own content so that they would argue with themselves.
But wild. Discord has too many rooms.
Yeah.
Discord is like the mansion you don't want.
Yeah. And it's got trap doors that you don't know about.
Yeah, Discord is like, oh, you had a great aunt from the 1870s that was like, this is supposed to go to my 76 removed niece. On that,
both of us is what? I can't see that.
What?
These may not be the best glasses.
So I don't know. Thank you all for joining us as always. Each one reach one, each one teach one. And you'll see me and Pam back next Thursday. Every Thursday.
All right. I love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Oh, this is going to be great.
Yes.